not about conquering the mountain, it's more about conquering myself.
My name is Dolores. I live in Dubai. I'm 28 years old.
I was just amazed how women take pain and they're so much stronger on the mountains.
My legs hurt.
This is really rocky. It's very challenging.
Empowering women to reach their dreams is really important.
15 to 12 a.m.
I haven't eaten for 2 days approximately.
This is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Listen to the silence. It has so much to say. Actually, what is it that I really want to conquer? For me, it's not about conquering mountains, it's more about conquering myself. And I think it's really important to always take on new challenges in life and to explore the world. I truly believe in empowering women and that the opportunities in life should not be determined on the basis of gender. Throughout my climbs, a lot of guides told me that women take pain more than men, which was very impressive for me to know that. Before climbing Mount Everest, I've climbed Mera Peak in the Himalayas on 6,476 meters. And then I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest point and one of world's 7 summits. Later on, I've climbed Europe's highest point, Mount Elbrus, and also one of world's 7 summits. And then I climbed Mount Manaslu, world's 8th highest mountain and the 4th most dangerous. I also did some winter mountaineering course in the Alps. When I started climbing, my family wasn't very supportive because of the risks. But I'm a revolutionary person and I decided I will climb Everest.
هلا صراحة لما طلعت أول قمة يعني كانت طبعاً أكثر رعب لنا إحنا هون كأبوها وأمها كان بالنسبة لأول رحلة. ليش؟ لأنه لأول مرة بدها تطلع قمة من هذا النوع. وكمان طبعا مش سهل كل الناس تعرف القمم العالمية المرتفعة يعني صعبة جدا.
Kako sam je podržala u tome? Ona je uvek volila sve da proba, međutim nikad se nije zadržavala na jednoj stvari i to me je iznenadilo. Da ona hoće Everest i da je stigla do te mere da hoće da uradi sve to što želi. Normalno ja sam je podržavala u svemu i verovala u nju i presretna sam da je uspela da se vratila živa i zdrava.
They thought I was joking, but when they saw how committed I am, they knew it was real. My journey started by finding a sponsor and preparing mentally and physically. One of my preparations was sleeping in a high-altitude tent, which was set on my bed to help me acclimatize with the lower oxygen levels. I flew from Dubai to Kathmandu and spent a few days there, where I met with the rest of the team and had to check all of my gear equipment.
On the way to Kathmandu, 5-6 hours, probably 7. And this road is not helping with the pain. At all. It hurts. What, John?
Only 5.5 more hours.
What?
Of pain.
I think it's much better to do acclimatization hikes around base camp, go to ABC once the staff established that properly. And then we can stay there for a while, you know.
Then we flew to China. From China, we got to Lhasa. From Lhasa, we got to Shigatse, and then from Shigatse to Tingri, and this is all to acclimatize in those villages that are on a high level.
So we're going to be staying here at Shigatse for one night, and then tomorrow we head to Tingri. Not sure what time, but here in Shigatse we're going to go see a monastery. is April 13th. We are heading to Tingri. We're gonna stay there for 2 nights.
Hello.
We're finally in Tingri. The weather is a bit colder here. It's 4,200 meters.
Tingri was on 4,000 meters, so we stayed there for 3 days to acclimatize, and we did some small hikes where I got to see and learn more about the Tibetan side and the monasteries there. And then from there, we drove from Tingri with a car to the base camp, 5,300 meters.
Beautiful views. On the way to base camp. We just reached the base camp, 5,300 meters. It's 1 p.m., April 15th. The weather is nice, a bit chilly. The Sherpas were here yesterday, fixing the fans, putting our things.
Welcome drinks.
Thank you so much.
Welcome drinks.
Welcome in our base camp. This is going to be our kitchen. If you need anything from the kitchen, like water, or you can always ask. This is our dining tent. Later you will see there's a big table, chair for everybody, and there will always be water on the dining tent. There will always be thermoses on the table. If the thermos is empty, don't wait until the staff shows up and fill it. Maybe take the thermos and put it in front of the tent, you know. If we all help, it will go more fast.
Nice earrings. Very nice.
A lot of people ask me about the hygiene and how do I deal with it in 2 months on the mountain. I used to use only 1 bucket of heated water to shower, and it doesn't happen all the days. Like, we have to skip some days because of the cold weather. But on the higher camps, wet wipes are the only solution.
I already chose my tent. It's gonna be this one. Typical me. It's close to the dining table, to the dining tent, and it's close to the bathroom. It's close to the 7/7 Club. It's really hard to move when you're on 5,300 meters. My fingers are hurting. They're so dry. Medicines, just in case. Food.
It takes a long time to climb Mount Everest because of the acclimatization process. So we do the acclimatization, which is going up to higher camps and back to the lower camps twice before we do the 3rd time, which is the summit. And then we go all the way back to base camp to rest, and the 3rd time is the summit push. And it usually takes 9 days.
Good morning. It's April 19th. Today we will be having the puja ceremony. It's like getting blessings to climb up the mountain before we go to the higher camps. Today's break. May 6, 7, and 8 we come back for the summit push.
The 2 fishes. Here we are.
It's 4:20 Nepali time. We're here at the intermediate camp, 5,800 meters.
850.
850.
50,
Snowing.
yeah.
It's freezing cold. This is the tent that I'm going to be sleeping in. We are off to Advanced Base Camp, which is on 6,400 meters. This is our second time. We're going to be sleeping there. But this time we're going to stay there more than one night because we have to hit the North Pole. And most probably Camp 2, depends on the weather and energy and health and everything. A few days ago we could walk on this and now it's too dangerous, so we have to go all the way up from here. Passing is trying to walk on. Halfway to ABC. We still have 3 hours to go. It's 7:45 p.m. I'm in my tent in ABC, Advanced Base Camp. It's freezing cold. I'm literally wearing like 2-3 pants. This huge down jacket that I took from one of our team members, Maxim. And I'm gonna be using some warmers. Today, May 2nd, practice day on this glacier.
Oh, Dolores. Take your time, slowly.
What do you think about Doloris?
Dolores never did any ice climbing before. Only basic mountaineering course, Elbrus, Manaslu, and now this. Not easy.
Mission impossible. We're on the way to the North Pole, and it's beautiful here. The views are just amazing. We're going up to 7,100 meters. It's taking forever because there's a lot of snow and it's really hard to walk.
There was zero climate control. It was hot, it was cold, it was snowing.
I'm really happy we're safe. And another member got chest pain, so he had to go down, so we're lucky. In my worst, hardest moments, reaching the intermediate, I can't feel my legs. I stopped probably more than 7 times or 8 times on the way here.
The nurse, Momo, thinks she just needs more water and more food. And then tomorrow she'll feel amazing.
This is what happens. Thank you, Momo, for making me emotional. May 18th, we are on our way from intermediate camp to ABC, Advanced Base Camp. We stayed one night in the intermediate. And now we're gonna have a day and a half in ABC, probably. Do some training for oxygen. Feeling much stronger today, thankfully. Yesterday on the way to intermediate was not very fun. My legs were hurting. My muscles were sore. I got there 4:30. Did not have dinner. Had some soup with Alex and the Russian team. And then I slept from 6:37 to 7 a.m. So yeah, I had a very good rest. I just arrived ABC. So we're gonna sleep here one night. And tomorrow we're gonna have some oxygen training and preparations to go up, start going to the higher camps.
You find 1 bottle on the North Pole, 1 bottle on Camp 2, and if you have 5 bottles, you find 3 bottles in Camp 3, and if you have 6 bottles, you find 4 bottles in Camp 3. The normal flow to climb from Camp North Pole to Camp 2 is you start, let's say 1.5 liter, and you crank it up when you're halfway to maybe 2 liters a minute. That way, a bottle of oxygen will last almost 10 hours. Resting or sleeping, we only do on 0.5 liters a minute. Right now, so the plan is still we go up tomorrow to North Pole, and then we try to summit in 2030.
May 20th, we're heading up to the North Pole today. The weather is so much better than before. still need like 6-7 hours.
Every time I just felt like not giving up, but I just felt so drowned and tired and I could not function anymore and frustrated. I would just look around and just get amazed by the creation of God, the clouds, the mountains around, the silence of it that someone needs to really digest and soak into their soul.
It's 2 p.m. now. I got here at the North Pole. Some of the team here and some of them are still on the way. The weather is so much better and nicer. Tomorrow we head to Camp 2 around 7 a.m. All of you keep asking me, what do you eat on the mountains? What do you eat? This is what we eat. We have to eat whatever we're given. We have to eat, drink soup, try to eat the snacks we brought with us. So yeah, it's not easy to eat on high altitude, especially in the higher camps, not the base camps.
This is the grossest thing I've ever put in my mouth. This is disgusting.
Yeah, we try to hydrate, drink a lot of water, hot water.
The good news is,
and
now we can go to bed.
Now we can sleep in peace. It's May 22nd. We are here getting ready to head up to Camp 2 at 7 a.m. We've been awake from 5:30 a.m. Where's the summit? Is this the summit?
Yes, summit is right there.
Yeah. This is a long way.
The magical views of the mountains are just unbelievable and breathtaking. For me, I would never in my life get bored from just being in these areas. Even with the challenge of it, I would just look around and just get enthralled with the views and the scenic, beautiful atmosphere there. The clouds, just being above the clouds, just looking at every and each corner of the mountain, remembering where I am. And this is where exactly I wanted to stand. With every glimpse I took, I just captured the moment. It's something that I would live by, and it's something that I would love to share with everyone in my life.
This is the most beautiful thing in the world. Look at this. It's so challenging, but it's so nice. Alex!
Give me a hand.
This is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Okay, I'm sitting. I'm sitting. I can't, my legs hurt.
A lot of people heard of Everest, especially this year, because of the death rates. There were over 11 deaths in this year, and that's due to the also big traffic, which leads to exhaustion, lack of oxygen. But at the same time, also the weather was not as expected this year. We only had 2 to 3 days opening window to summit Mount Everest, which is a very tight schedule when you want 800 climbers to summit at the same time. So a lot of people decided to go on the first window opening, which was on the 22nd of May, and that caused a lot of death and traffic on the mountain.
Nice! Here are the views. I just got to Camp 2, 7,900 meters, and we cannot move around because we are on a cliff. Our tent is literally on a cliff.
She's still on the radio. Don't forget to close the door. It's freezing in here.
Yeah, so about 250 tourists and 250
Arnold. Hey guys, it's Doloris. Yesterday I only used 1 bottle of oxygen. Should I keep carrying the extra one with the other ones that you made the plan for me, or should I keep one somewhere? What do you suggest?
I think there are 2 bottles for you in this camp. There should be plenty enough. I wouldn't carry a half a bottle around. It's better to store it and maybe pick it up on the way down.
Okay, cool. I'll let Karma know then. On the way to Camp 3, last camp. This is really rocky and uncomfortable to walk on with crampons. Just got to Camp 3, 8,300 meters. I'm not sure what time it is. It's in the afternoon, mid-afternoon. That's really very comfy. So steep. The weather is not okay. I told you. First bite. I also did the same for my fingers. But when I can't walk, and I was telling Alex that I'm gonna die.
My uncle passed away. He's the reason why I'm here today. He really supported me in my Everest dream.
On the weakest moments, I turned my pain into power and focused on why I'm here today. On the summit day, I decided to go with a different expedition. It was a risky move because it's a different plan, but I really wanted to be on the summit in the morning time. I started climbing with the Russian expedition around 12:30 a.m. It was so dark, and you could barely see anything on the way.
Getting ready and make a move probably by 1 a.m. to push for the summit. Freezing cold.
Dead bodies.
I looked down at the ladder and I just see the man fainted on the rope. And I just start panicking and crying and screaming. I'm shouting and just trying to call anyone from the other people and the guides to come and see what's happening, because I was not expecting this is going to happen in front of me. I got really traumatized from that until the Russian guide Alex decided to come and see what's happening, and he was yelling at me because he thought I'm afraid to go down. I removed the oxygen to be able to express those feelings, and then he looks down and he sees the man on the rope, and he looks back at me and he says, "You need to calm down. This is Everest, and most probably he's dead." I controlled my emotions and continued pushing. There were another 5 to 6 hours left after passing the third step to reach the top of the world. The weather started getting colder and windier. Temperature was around -38. My fingers were frozen, my legs were numb, and my heart was beating so fast. I felt breathless and started losing my focus again.
Dolores! Come! Dolores!
The ankle hurts.
Don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Just 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
But I decided I will not give up. So I pushed myself harder for the final time. I was extremely exhausted. With excitement, I could not believe I had made it to the top of the world.
Woo! Standing on top of the world!
Standing on the top of the world shows that whatever race, age, or gender you are, you can achieve anything, and it will always be a reminder to me that nothing is impossible.